Hello, Journey Fit family. Boy, do we have some exciting news for you today. Exciting news, and here's where it's coming from. It's coming from a place where for years now, we've been promoting other people's products. And sometimes we feel a little compromised promoting other people's products because maybe it doesn't have the ingredients that we want. Maybe it doesn't have the processing that we'd really like to ideally have. Well, not long ago, back in August, I met Jason DeRose, and I was talking to him about that pain point. And I said, Jason, I wish that we could make our own supplement line. And Jason said, Travis, I can help. I can give you a supplement line that you can be proud of, that you can put your name on. And so we now have all these supplements. And today we're going to be talking with Jason about that supplement line and why it's better than some of the other options that are out there. Just to show you, there's different things that we already have in here, BCAAs, fat burners, energy boosters, whey protein. That's our top recommendation. Of course, always want to make sure that you get a protein shake. Getting different electrolyte screens, immune boosting this time of year is so important. Jason, thanks for making time. Let's chat a little bit. How are you?
Absolutely. I'm fantastic, Travis. Thank you for having me, most importantly. And I'd like to say hi to the whole Journey Fitness family and community. I got to meet you guys, like you said, in August, and I felt that warmth and why you guys are so special. And I'm just glad I can be a little tiny part of it. So thank you.
Well, no, thank you. And we're super proud to be partnering with you to bring our members more. And really, in the end, it is that you get what you pay for, right? So we're looking to bring them more quality. And in some instances, maybe it costs them $2 or $3 more. I think I was looking, our bags that we were previously using of our protein, most commonly in our facilities, might have been 42 or something. And this is 44 or whatever, it's very comparable in price. But what's not comparable is the processing and the ingredients and those kind of things. So let's talk about typical manufacturing. When it comes to supplements or, in general, the protein shakes and the type of manufacturing that we're using. We've talked about cold and hot press and anything else that you can share.
Sure. Those are great points. What's a big differentiator of what we've made for Journey is that all of your powders are cold pressed. And if you're not familiar with how cold pressing works or what's the alternative to cold pressing, it's to heat treat. 94.4 or something like that percentage of all manufacturers heat process their protein powders specifically. And when you heat process, you kind of bake them, and you unfortunately you bake a lot of the macronutrients out of the product, and you also break down a lot of other things that are helpful for our bodies that are in those powders. And unfortunately, regulatory wise, those products aren't really tested until after they're processed. If you were to, before they're processed. So if you have 20 grams of protein going in, you might not have 20 grams of protein going out. So, and a lot of those companies do third-party tests and things like that. So their protein level might be consistent, but the micronutrients that are in there, all the vitamins and minerals, are not usually. When you cold press, that we have done for Journey, you cold press the product, it goes in and comes out identical. There's no micro or macronutrient difference. And also, which is really awesome, especially for the fitness boutique clientele like you guys have, is that we microfiltrated every powder that you have. And what is microfiltration? We take those cold pressed powders and put them through ceramic filters, and we're able to microscopically, if you will, take out anything in that powder that should not be in there, such as a heavy metal, lactose, things like that. And we take it, we discard it to the side, and we get rid of it. So you're left with like the purest version of the product that you can.
Another thing to ensure quality, because of course, not everybody's doing this microfiltration. So some people are consuming metals with their supplements and things that they should not be consuming. Let's talk a little bit about the purity. Using the best ingredients. I know that you've definitely focused in on that. So can you talk a little bit about?
Sure. So we make everything in the United States. I'm actually going to do a screen share if that's okay. This is just the certifications that we have as far as purity goes. All of our products are gluten-free. Everything's made in the USA. GMP and FDA are linked together. So the GMP, good manufacturing practices, is regulated by the FDA. So we get both of these stamps on our products. Most of our products are third-party tested, and all of our manufacturing processes are regularly inspected by the NSF. So you're getting the best of the best as far as purity and consistency, and that's something that, costs more. But at the end of the day, you're offering the best possible product that you can to your consumers and your clients.
Right. I mean, it's one thing to save a buck, but if you're not getting what you would hope to get out of a supplement, because we take these supplements for specific results, and it really does rely a lot on the fact that you have a quality supplement that you're taking in order to get that result, right? So
100%.
The old adage, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for.
Travis, you really do. And when speaking to that, when you cold press powders versus heat process, it's much more expensive to cold press because you can do less volumes of it. When you heat process, you can bake tons of it at one time. So that's another reason that, we fortunately have been able to find a sweet spot so that we're not $80 for a 2-pound protein. Most folks just can't consistently buy that, where we can find that affordable price point as well.
Yeah. I mean, definitely worth the extra $2 that I was comparing earlier. I'm like, okay, 42 or 44 or 45, whatever it is. I mean, that's very comparable, but what a big difference. What a big difference in the quality. I didn't even realize how the macros, you mentioned macros, and for those listening, when we're talking about macros, we're talking about proteins and carbohydrates and fats, but they can actually be baked out of your supplements. They're like, not even
just like in food, just like a cheeseburger. It's
sure.
if you cook it too much, your protein content and fat content aren't going to be the same.
Yeah, this was a 1-pound burger when we started. We cooked
exactly.
it 4 ounces, right? Yeah, exactly. All right. Anything else that they should know about?
I think this is really important, and I think most of your clients will be excited about this part. Yes, your products are ultra clean, right? They're as clean as we can possibly make them to taste as amazing as they do. And I think, Travis, you and your team have sampled most of our products that we've made for you guys, but the taste is a 10. And when you're talking about clean products, sometimes they're not so tasty. So your clientele has a harder time taking them. What we've seen is that the consumers that have tried the sampling and things like that, they just can't get enough of it. And they become very loyal, to the supplements, which then helps all of your clients retain their goals better, stay on track, and that type of stuff. So taste is superior. Things have to taste good, and I'll give you guys a classic example. We made Journey's chocolate protein. The flavor base came from Cocoa Puff cereal. So we are very real. We keep it simple, and we want to, we know that that's really important. So I hope you all enjoy them. Our greens, they're tropical berries. I promise you'll think you're on a beach if you mix it with vanilla protein, a little water, a little ice, having a tropical drink. So I hope that you'll enjoy those as well.
Well, that sounds like a good smoothie to me. And then finally, when you mention taste, sometimes things have ingredients that could compromise their quality, to achieve that taste. But you guys, when it comes to some of the ingredients that you use for sweetening or whatnot, can you talk a little bit about those?
Absolutely. We use no artificial sweeteners. I'm a big advocate of natural sweeteners. So we use a combination of cane sugar and stevia. The mixture of those two usually does the trick to flavor really, really well. And we also put science behind it as far as exercise and recovery goes. And I'll give you a clear example. Our whey protein has 6 grams of total sugar. 4 come from cane sugar. 2 come from the cocoa in the powder. And we have a little bit of stevia in there as well. But, and people say, oh my gosh, you have 6 grams of carbohydrates in there. Yes, you're in a training gym. I've seen Journey workouts. You're going to work out really hard and you're going to need to recover. And 6 grams of sugar scientifically has shown us that it really helps transport and promote protein synthesis to enhance your recovery time so that you're not going to go home and potentially raid your pantry or do something like that. It's going to help tame your appetite and feed your muscles appropriately.
Very true. In fact, a lot of people don't realize that that's the whole transport system, right? Is that, we have the sugar and the amino acids are kind of hitching a ride and they're getting to the
Ex-
muscle cells.
Great analogy. Hitching a ride. You are correct.
Right. So if there's nobody to hitch a ride with, how are they going to get there? And certainly 6 carbohydrates, even if you're trying to practice a low carb diet, which keto is 50 carbs or less. So 6 is not going to put you over your limit, right? So,
For
but it's
sure.
those aminos and the important things that we need for recovery to get to where they want to go. So really good stuff. Well, we're super excited to be working with you on this. I appreciate you taking time to share about these quality ingredients and the quality processing. See, many people don't realize we were just talking about using stevia and cane sugar. And when you hear sugar, you might think sugar is a bad guy. Well, let me tell you, I know this without even being a manufacturer of supplements. Many supplements are not only baked, but then they're bleached. And then because they taste terrible after they're bleached, they have artificial sweeteners that are put in. And then those artificial sweeteners are there to make what was baked and bleached taste good. So we're talking about cold pressed and we're talking about natural ingredients. And that's a big difference.
Yeah. And to that point, Travis, you're 1,000% correct. If you look at the powder difference, right, the consistency of them, that bleached product with probably sucralose, because that's like the cheapest, easiest artificial sweetener that most products have, it's going to be very fluffy and light in feeling, where our products that we made for you are going to be more of a real like ingredient that you get out of your pantry. It's going to be more grainy and like a real food. And then when you mix it, it's not going to clump and all that type of stuff, because just like real food does. So yeah, I think you'll notice the difference right away just from the mixture of the scoop in comparison to something maybe that you were taking from somewhere else.
One final thing before I let you go. What do you anticipate, or actually, how about this? What do you recommend for an overall supplement regimen? What are some top products that we're going to be able to offer people now that you think are just part of a good routine? Because let's face it, here's what we have. We have a fitness program. We hopefully have a healthy diet. And then we have the supplements, the supplementation that we do, which is everything from a multivitamin to the protein shake and stuff in between. What do you think that people should really zero in on as we start to roll out these supplements for them?
That's a great question. I could really go deep on this, but I think the top 3 without question would be to have a really good protein, just because most of us are protein deficient in some regard. If you're trying to get 3/4 of a gram per body pound or things like that, it's really hard to do that sometimes in a daily diet consistently. Yes, there are the outliers when you have a 20-ounce steak or something like that. But that's one that I'd really, really highly recommend. Number 2 would be the greens. I feel that it's the best product that we made for Journey, and for a couple of reasons. Number 1, it bridges the gaps in all of our nutrition. There's no way humanly possible that you can get that many vitamins and minerals in our daily diet consistently. In that greens product alone, it has all of your red and green vegetables, your whole foods, antioxidant blends, especially to help keep us healthy. It has a digestive enzyme to help break down foods that maybe our body's struggling to break down. And it has a double dose of probiotics. I don't even need to take one. So I highly recommend that. And I really, truly believe that a good multivitamin is also really good. Again, it's a gap bridger, if you will. It really helps to fill those holes. And Travis, I'm speaking to the master here, but we know that when you fill the holes, we have less room for error in our diet. So those are the top ones, and I think if you have issues with energy and things like that, Travis, we've made a couple of different options for your clientele. There's a couple other options for recovery and different things. But though, if I had to say the top 3, those were them for sure.
Yeah. I mean, BCAAs, fat burning, collagen, we're bringing it all to you. But the greens, I love the fact that you mentioned those, because people don't often know. They're like, well, I take a multivitamin, to try to make up.
Totally different. Yes.
Yeah. When we're talking about superfoods that have been put together into greens, there's a different absorption rate between real food that comes with a digestive enzyme. You're actually absorbing those vitamins that you're trying to take. And when we're talking about probiotics, there's a whole nother frontier. Gut health is a new frontier, and every day, like it or not, you're ingesting antibiotics that are essentially like a nuclear bomb going off in your stomach and destroying all that healthy gut bacteria that you need for a healthy, long life. So having something on the regular that contains probiotics is very important. That's where all the kombuchas are becoming so popular and different things like that, you know? So yeah, I'm glad that you chose those three. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Well, thank you for making time. I just wanted to do this quick little interview so that as we roll out these new supplements, people can know why are we rolling out our own line of supplements. And the truth is, when the standard isn't up to your standard, it's time to set a new one. So Jason, thanks for helping us set a new standard.
My pleasure. And thank you. And I look forward to everyone enjoying the products and for feedback and all that good stuff.
Awesome.
Thanks, Travis.
Thank you.